Joel Thomas Zimmerman, better known as Deadmau5, is a Canadian electronic music producer and DJ. Born on January 5, 1981, in Niagara Falls, Ontario, his journey began with a fascination for technology. As a child, I was drawn to video games and computers, spending hours exploring their intricacies. This early interest sparked a passion for electronic sounds and digital creation, laying the groundwork for my future musical endeavors. My early creations were heavily influenced by the video game soundtracks that captivated me as a child, blending elements of chiptune, techno, and trance. Driven by a desire to share my music with the world, I turned to the burgeoning online community, finding an audience eager to embrace my unique sound.
I got a minute, so I'll give you my life story. So when I was growing up in Niagara Falls, I found out about electronic music and all that stuff through friends that were into it, and I went to a couple small little raves and thought, wow, this is kind of neat, I want to get into this. And then I get home, get on America Online or whatever, hit up some GeoCities pages to how do you make electronic music. And I mean, now back then computers weren't even capable of recording 16-bit audio, so and that kind of thing. So I started out with really simple shit. So there were programs totally ancient DOS programs called trackers and stuff like that just made chip tunes. So I got into that and I was like, oh, okay, this is cool. But yeah, I mean, it sounds like nothing I hear on the radio because they use equipment, they use synthesizers. So I had to investigate. So I just, in my infinite wisdom, figured I'd go to the nearest, our local big computer store that is like a mom and pop shop kind of thing, but they specialize in building computer systems for consumer use, basically. And it was funnily enough, it was called Cyberdyne Systems, and it was in Niagara Falls. And I went there and I said, hey guys, you guys know anything about electronic or making music with a computer kind of thing? And they were like, well, yeah, we know some things, but I mean, none of us are producers or anything like that. And the owner of the shop kind of came around, overheard the conversation, said, well, maybe you want Cakewalk. That's a really high-end thing, and it really was at the time, trust me. Cakewalk and Cubase were the two things. She was like, oh yeah, you want Cakewalk and this and that, and I was like, oh wow, okay, great. So I went over there and started thinking about that, and I'm thinking, wow, Cakewalk's $300, which might as well be what a billion is to me now, And as it turned out, because I made that human connection, and like I said, this is going to keep tying into my point, as I made that human connection, that human interaction, that actually get off the internet, now Adam says, well, hey, we're a bunch of DJs, and by DJs I mean they were DJs, they had vinyl turntables because Pioneer wasn't even on the market at that time, or whatever. Besides the point. So he says, well, we're DJs, and we get some guys, some hip-hop guys from, Rochester and another DJ from Niagara Falls, and we put together this radio show. And I was like, oh wow, that's really cool. Can I? He's like, hey, we're gonna tape the show, and you should come by and just hang out, and then that's what I did. I hung out. I was the kid that just sat in a chair and watched these guys DJ, right?
To the cliche.
Well, yeah, and that's kind of a bummer in a weird way too, because then all of a sudden that's your indication that your brand is sunk in better or more effectively than your music has, because they're not like, well, what kind of music do you do, whatever. Oh, dude, tell us about this mouse head. It's like, anyone could have came up with a mouse head.
Yeah.
Especially that one. It's not the most insane complex design ever, actually. As a matter of fact, the whole thing derived from me learning a 3D program. Just making a bunch of spheres and, hey, look, I made a Pac-Man. Let's put some ears on it.
And how comfortable is it for someone who essentially is coming out of, I guess, bedroom studio technology to become an entertainer?
That was me about 2 years ago. I really was out of a basement writing music, and here we are. you know, it's a little scary, but you learn quick. We realize that, well, for starters, producing the music is the basis of the whole thing, and then producing the music and, you know, kind of transforming that music into a format that you can manipulate more so than someone just playing the track. When I'm playing a single track out there, I'm actually getting it on, you know, 12 channels of audio, so I can stripe out and do whatever I want and keep it live. But the whole track is running nevertheless.
I mean, it almost needs a new word.
That's, you know what, man after my own heart. I'm trying to redefine, you know, what people are doing, you know, differently today than, you know, the traditional DJ.
One of the things I thought you'd managed to pull off is that fascinating Kraftwerk ideal of that you could do that in every major city simultaneously, sending it out, you know, invading the
Yeah, I love it
planet,
too. I
you
love
know.
it too. Then I never have to leave the house because, like I've said many times before to, you know, other people, I hate traveling.
I mean, have you come close to thinking of a name to describe what it is?
Eh,
And there's so many genres that are used.
Well,
now.
like,
no new description of a performer like you.
I couldn't nail it down to 2 words, and
Yeah.
I've never really, like, it's just such a menial waste of time for me to sit there and try and write the Bible on, you know, describing what it is I'm trying to do when I'm too busy doing it, you know. So, yeah, it's just live production, live performance.
I wonder how far you take it back in terms of you thinking of some tradition that you're following that has led to this.
Well, this is the weird thing, is just that this is not a new thing for anyone, for me or anyone else. Like Kraftwerk has been doing this before I was born, playing their own music, not necessarily DJing, but not necessarily coding live. You know what I mean? So it's a halfway point of, you know, just call it a show. You can pay to come see a show.
Yeah.
Zimmerman's online presence grew, and with it, the need for a distinctive moniker. The name Deadmau5, a play on the words dead mouse, originated from a curious incident. While working on his computer one day, Zimmerman discovered a deceased mouse inside the machine. He shared this unusual story in an online chat room, and the name Deadmau5 stuck. Embracing the bizarre and unexpected, he adopted the name, tweaking the spelling to create the now iconic Deadmau5. With a catchy name and a growing catalog of impressive tracks, Deadmau5 began to gain recognition beyond online forums. Following the release of Get Scraped, Deadmau5 didn't rest on his laurels. He continued to produce music at a relentless pace, exploring new sonic territories and refining his signature sound. His second album, Vexillology, arrived in 2006, further showcasing his growth as an artist.
The album was a testament to his dedication to his craft, demonstrating his commitment to pushing the boundaries of electronic music. Vexillology garnered positive reviews from critics and fans alike, solidifying Deadmau5's reputation as a rising star in the electronic music scene.
The success of his early albums provided him with a solid foundation upon which to build his empire. In 2007, Deadmau5 took a significant step in his career by founding his own record label, Mousetrap. This move allowed him to maintain creative control over his music, while also providing a platform for emerging artists he believed in. Mousetrap was really about giving talented artists a chance. I wanted to create a space where creativity could thrive without the usual industry constraints. Mousetrap quickly became a respected label in the electronic music scene, signing artists such as Szklarek, Feed Me, and Rez. The label's success further cemented Deadmau5's influence and legacy within the industry. 2008 marked a turning point in Deadmau5's career with the release of his third studio album, Random Album Title. The album spawned several hit singles, including Ghosts and Stuff and I Remember, which propelled him into the mainstream spotlight. Random Album Title was a huge milestone. The response was overwhelming, and it really put me on the map. Building on the momentum of Random Album Title, Deadmau5 continued to release critically acclaimed and commercially successful albums. For lack of a better name in 2009 and 4x4=12 in 2010, both reached the top 10 on the Billboard Dance Electronic Albums chart and earned him multiple Grammy nominations.
These albums showcased Deadmau5's evolving sound, incorporating elements of progressive house, techno, and ambient music.
In 2012, Deadmau5 signed a partnership with Astralwerks, a renowned electronic music label, further expanding his reach and influence. This collaboration led to the release of his sixth studio album, Album Title Goes Here, which featured the hit single, The Veld. His seventh studio album, While 1-2, was a sprawling double album released in 2014, solidifying his position as one of the most innovative and influential electronic music producers of his generation. Deadmau5's musical journey is inextricably linked to his iconic stage persona. His signature mouse head, a giant LED-illuminated mouse head, has become synonymous with his brand.
The mouse head is just so iconic. It's not just a mask, it's a symbol of his creativity and uniqueness.
Despite his success, Deadmau5 has remained true to his independent spirit. He has been vocal about his opinions on the music industry, challenging conventions and championing artistic integrity.
You know, he's not afraid to speak his mind. That's one of the things I really admire about him. He's real, and that's rare.
His outspoken nature has sometimes led to controversy, but it has also earned him the respect of his peers and fans who admire his honesty and authenticity. Deadmau5's impact on the electronic music scene is undeniable. He has helped to shape the sound and culture of EDM, inspiring countless artists and pushing the boundaries of what's possible with electronic music production. From his humble beginnings as a bedroom producer to his status as a global icon, Deadmau5's journey is a testament to the power of passion, creativity, and the relentless pursuit of one's artistic vision.